to basic to brilliant. We are going to take some very simple basic elements that everybody can draw, circles and squares and domes and sticks and triangles, and we're going to make the most gorgeous characters. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Yes, you that have not drawn in 100 billion years, we are going to draw something cool and funky today. Don't miss it. On YouTube, Kieron Siemens, basic to brilliant. Come and join me.
Welcome back, you basic to brilliant people. Right, today it's going to be in two sections. So today we will do the basic. This part I'll explain all the magic. This is all the nuts and bolts and bones and everything in a couple of minutes, okay? And this will be something that you can stop the video and go back and just practice through. And I'll give you a couple of very, very basic things to start with, and then I'll give you a few more kind of advanced stages on that basic, and then from that I will just go ahead and I will draw it in my style, and you can draw along with me in your style. Okay, don't have to copy my style. My style is all messy and madness. Don't do that. You just draw it in your style, and we'll use these basics. All right. So even if you have not drawn before, you can do some of these basics, and one of the basics is a circle. And it does not need to be a perfect circle. If I wanted to be a perfect circle, I would get a jar lid and draw around it. But we don't want it to be perfect. Okay? So we're going to be using circles. And we're going to be using stick shapes like this. I'll just call it a stick, because I don't know what else to call it. A long rectangle. I don't know. We will be using some triangles, and we will be using some kind of dome shape like this. Okay. I can't really think of many other shapes that we will be using, um, but that is basically as much as you really need to know. We will be drawing some upside down triangles, which is basically the same as that. We will be drawing some smaller domes, which is basically the same as that. And we'll be drawing some long kind of egg-shaped circles, which is pretty much the same as that. That's basically all we need to do. And you know, again, we're starting out with basics. A lot of this type of stuff you can do while you're just sitting watching TV or listening to the radio, and you can sit and just practice drawing your circles round and round, round and round. Do a dome, do, whatever. These are very, very, very basic shapes. And from that, we will be basically putting a circle, and we will be putting a face on it. Okay? We might even add a nose to it. Okay? So that's the absolute basic part here. So if there's any parts of this you're a little bit unsure about, or you want to practice, you can stop the video here and you can go back and practice it. Okay? You can stop the video and go back as many times as you want. You're not in some kind of class or anything like that. So from those basics, well, you know, um, the basics are going to be there anyway for us to look at. We can always pull that back whenever you need it. And what we're going to try and explain from that is that we are going to try and explain variations of those shapes. Okay? Now, for example, if you do a circle, let's think about the character before we go too far, so it'll all be relevant. Let's do it as something like a simple, like a cat. Okay? Everybody kind of, well, not everybody, but cats are kind of a general light subject. So we are basically going to draw a round circle, and I'll do this in blue, so maybe I'll do it in a lighter pen, that'll be easier. And what we are trying to do with our proportions on this face is that we're trying to kind of mentally just give ourselves a guided line. Okay, the guided line will basically be from the the cross that we put down. You can do that in a very light pencil. I usually do it in a blue, but you won't be able to see the blue. And I will put a nose. And on one side of that line, I'll put an eye. And above that, you can put an eyebrow if you want. And if you want to be very technical, you could probably just say you put that off to a slight angle. But all we're doing is we're just copying that. Now that is, I think, quite a basic start. And we will draw a very big smile. Now, again, these are things you need to practice, doing these basic things. And the way that you can kind of add character to it or change all the rules that you've just learned there. Well, we won't say rules because I don't really like that word. Advice, okay? And we'll change it to a longer head. A longer and a thinner head. And even if I was to do a very basic thing and just copy exactly that cross, if I was to draw my little man here, he looks a different person already. He looks like a completely different, it's like his best friend. Like you have Mr. Roundhead and Mr. Egghead. So the guidance here is that these lines here, these kind of general cross through the drawing, what they're doing is they are, if we have a combination of the shape of the head and wherever we decide to put this cross, means that we can change that character into 1,000 characters. Okay? Even at this basic form. Okay? So what we will do is we will do a different man. We'll do a big head on him. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to raise this cross, the guidance of where my nose will be, and I'm going to put it a little bit higher up. Okay? Now, everything that we've done on this drawing and this drawing, we will copy onto this. And you can put these wherever you want. Okay? This is a guidance of putting his nose here. Now, let's say I want a slightly bigger nose than that, because this guy's got quite a big nose. So I'm going to put a big circle. And maybe he's got little eyes. And he's got a little bit of a serious eyebrow. And he doesn't really smile very often. Now, with dots and circles and a couple of little lines, we've basically come up with 3 characters. Now, the excitement that happens with that is that even if I was to draw one here, even a squeeze and a big long one here, and I did the complete opposite and I brought his nose all the way down there. Now, what I've got is I've got another very different face. Can you see that? That all we have done is that we have changed the position of the cross and the size of the head. So, if we were to draw a cat, for example, a basic cat, and were to build it onto this structure that we've done here, these 4 elements that we've done, well, what about if we were to do a round head, and we were to give him some triangle ears. Sorry, I forgot my cross, just so that I can copy that. And I'm going to give him a little triangle nose. A little triangle nose. And I'm going to give him a little line down, and I'm going to give him a big smile. I'm going to put a little dot and his eyebrows. Let's go really wild and give him some kind of whiskery. So from our basic man who's built on a ball, and only a ball and a couple of lines, we've now created a cat. Now the same applies for that. If I was to draw a longer head and I'm to put my cross in the middle like that, can you see that cross? It's basically the same as that. And I'm to put my cat's triangle nose and a line and then a little smile, because he's got a little smile, and then little eyes, add some triangle ears, add some whiskers. Now we've basically got a cat version of that face, the man version and the cat version. And the only things that are really changing here is the triangle nose, the triangle ears, and these little whiskers. Otherwise, it's almost a man, right? Now we've gone from a very basic man to a cool cat, just with the absolute basic. Now, his friend is a big fat cat, just like this one. And he's got a big head like this one. And he's got a line higher up, same as that one. Okay? And he's got a big nose, so we're going to give him a big triangle. And we're going to give him little eyes. And we're going to give him some not very happy eyebrows. I'm going to draw that line down. And we're going to give him a little straight mouth, just like that one. We're going to give him some triangle ears. Now we have his best friend. And his best friend is a fat cat with a big fat nose. And he's not a very happy cat. So just to go for the four friends, we'll go through it again. We'll give him a long head. We'll bring our nose right down the bottom. We'll put our cross in. We'll give him a little triangle nose with a little line and a little unhappy face. We'll give him some big eyes like that one. We'll give him some ears, some little triangle ears. And we'll give him some whiskers. 4 little lines. Now, what we have there is 4 men from our basic shapes. If you cover that, you got 4 men, 4 faces. And we've just transformed that by adding a triangle, adding a triangle, adding a triangle, and giving 4 little whiskers. So already we've kind of jumped that basic from a basic smiley face to a smiley cat face. Okay? So this is where we are going to be playing the game today. We are going to be drawing a group of cats, and we're going to just you and me, nobody else, just you and just me, and we're just going to draw some cats standing around. And each time you draw the cat, I want you to think about what size head he is. Now, if you've just drawn a big fat rounded cat like that, then maybe you want to draw a skinny cat standing next to him. And you want to change the cross to some different position. So that each time you're doing that, the cat will automatically look different. And automatically make you look great. It'll make you look brilliant. People will say, "Oh my God, did you draw that cat? You're brilliant." And you'll think, "Wow, wasn't I basic yesterday or 10 minutes ago?" So, something that I touched on the next stage of this variables is the expression. Now here he's very happy, and here he's not very happy, and here he's a little bit sad. Okay? So you can basically do the same thing that you've done there, and we don't need to do it for everyone, but you can draw a man, and you can make him happy, like that. And you can draw another man, and you can make him very angry. And you can just change the expression. You don't even need the bowl. If you think about it, you could draw some eyes like that, and you can practice this, and you can make a sad face. There's a sad face. We don't even need the head. So it could be a cat, it could be a man, it could be a horse, it could be an elephant, it could be anything. And I'm very serious about this. Okay, so you do want to change this, and you think, well, I don't want to draw cats today. Okay. You want to draw a happy elephant. Okay, so you basically have your circle. And what kind of nose does an elephant have? It's got quite a long nose, right? So you have a long nose of an elephant, like that. And then we add the rest of the face because the nose is not going to be the same. And you can add your eyes. And you can add your eyebrows. And you want a happy elephant? You draw a happy face. And you draw your round head. And you draw your big elephant ears. Give him a couple of little hairs. And he looks like an elephant. So you can basically use this method to draw any animal you want. You know, you could change him into a lion, or you could change him into an elephant or a monkey or anything that you want. And if you use this method of keeping everything very simple to begin with, and if you use this cross to show your different proportions from being high up, low down, in the middle, whatever you want, you can actually do some of those variables and you could change anything you want about your drawing. Okay? And this variables will be coming back to, like, for example, what I mentioned here about the body. This could be the body, this dome shape, and he could be quite a normal body. He could be a very short little body. He could be a very long skinny body. And it basically is the same shape, just with variation. Okay? Now that can go for the ears. You can do the ears a big triangle, a little triangle. The arms, you can do a little bit fat arms or longer arms or shorter arms. And it's all the variables of only those pieces. Now, I'm sure even if you have not drawn since you were at school, or you've never drawn before and you want to draw, surely this already is beginning to excite you. Surely it's beginning to make you so excited because it looks so basic. So this is what we are going to do today. We're going to draw a group of animals and we're going to use this method. And all I will change is the size of the head and the direction of this cross. If it's going to be high, it's going to be low, or whatever. Okay, so you can have variables of the shape and variables of the proportion or the position on the face. And that's most of our drawing today. Okay, so for example, if I can draw a basic shape here, that's a basic circle, and I will do a cross there. Okay, so I'm going to take this stage. Okay, I've gone from the man, I've learned that, I've gone to this basic cat. Now I'm going to go to this huge jump, and I'm going to draw it with this Sharpie. It's just a Sharpie, nothing else. And I'm going to try and draw a very cute little cat. That's my little triangle, and I'm going to draw that down, and I'm going to draw a big smile. Maybe I'm going to put a little triangle there for a tooth just to add some character. Add whatever you want, add anything that makes you excited. And I'm going to draw his little eyes, And that is basically that. It's the difference between drawing that and drawing one of those with that inside. You can put a little thing on there. So that's a variable of an eye. I'm going to draw another eye there, and I'm going to have that eye half closed. And I'm going to give him some little eyebrows. I'm just going to do little hairy eyebrows. And I'm going to give him a little tuft of hair just in between his ears, because I want my little cat to look a bit funny. Okay? And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to draw his ears. And I'm going to draw a little bit of detail on the ear. Okay? And I don't want just these little lines anymore. I want a big, big, fluffy cat. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. That's it. Right? It's almost like a triangle with the bottom, with no bottom on it. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And there we go. We join that line. And we have a cool cat. Okay? So we've gone from our man to our basic cat to a little bit more of an exotic cat. And that's working through these stages, working from a basic shape, working our variable size of the shape, and working with our cross to move position. Now you might say, well, that's okay, but you all draw different. Okay, well, my kind of cat is a little bit different because there's my circle, and I kind of know, okay, well, we'll put the cross in there again, and I will draw this one, but in my style, and you can draw it in your style. It doesn't matter what style you draw it in, as long as you're happy with it. And I will kind of do my little cat, and I'll just do it the same as that. This paper might bleed a little bit with the ink, but this is not and I'll do some big eyes. I'll give him another big eye on that side. And I'll give him my little scruffy eyebrows. And that's exactly the same as this cat. Just trying a different method of drawing, a little different style on top. And you can do that. You can do your style. You can draw with pastels today. You can draw with color pencils. You can draw with ink. You can draw with pencil. You could draw in oil paints if you wanted. And we're going to do that all the way down. And we're going to do a nice big smile. And I'm going to give him a couple of teeth because I think one tooth's not enough. And then I'm going to give him some hair. And I'm going to give him some ears. And you can see how I'm drawing it with my ink. And this is an ink pen, this is a dip pen. And there's no difference. Here I'm just doing a little bit more back and forward. Not just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm kind of going 1, 2, 3, wiggle, 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 zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. And there we are. Now you can see how things have changed from being very, very basic to a mid cat to a kind of cool cat to a cool cat being drawn with a different pen. And I could draw the same cat with any pen at all. A brush pen. Okay, let's draw the same cat. I don't know if I can squeeze him in there. And we use a brush pen. And these are just regular old brush pens you buy in the shop. There's nothing special about them. These are very old, so it doesn't even have the name on it. Look, even if I turn it, it doesn't even have the name on it. But it's a basic brush pen. and I will draw his little nose and his little eyes, and I'll draw a big smile, and I'll draw some hair, some ears, and I'll draw some back and forward wiggle, 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 and we have another cat. We're drawn with a different pen. The trick here is that it's all coming from this. It's all starting with this, then we practice with this, then we choose whatever pen we want, and we can draw any cat in any style. And if somebody doesn't like that, then we can draw the same cat using something like that. You can use a fat cat with a big nose, a skinny cat that's not very happy, as we've done here. And you can change that animal into a lion, a tiger. You could draw a dog. You could draw anything you want. You could draw foxes, all basically using this basic to brilliant method. Okay? So, that's the first part of this video. So, at this stage, we're going to go on and we're going to know those shapes. The head is a circle, whichever shape circle that we want, just a circle or an egg or a fat circle or whatever. And the bodies are all going to be kind of dome shape, that type of dome, a squashed down dome, a skinny dome. All the bodies will be in that shape, whether we do a rough hairy line or we put a clothes on him. It will all be the base of that shape only. All the arms and legs will be sticks. Thin stick, thick stick, short stick, they will all be a stick. So if you look at my arm and you think, well, he's bent that arm, you just imagine a stick with a bend in it. And to show you what I mean, a stick, and his arm is bent. There is a stick. And then we put a hand on the end. And that is basically everything. Ears and nose will be triangles. So everything will be on the basic shape of a triangle. And that is pretty much it. The only slight variation to that is that we might put a coat on him, or put a stripy t-shirt on him, or whatever clothes you want. And you can go away and practice all your clothes drawing. How to draw a t-shirt, and then practice that before you add it onto this body. But today, and for today, that is what we're going to practice. Okay? So you can always stop it at this point and go back and watch it again as many times as you want. And if you feel good, then we'll go on to the next stage. I will not be drawing circles and domes and sticks under my characters. But when you see I draw a head like this, you will see exactly how I did it. You will know that under this is that. And under that is this understanding. Size of the circle and what direction is the cross. What position is that cross? And that will give us the proportions of the face. So every cat that I draw today will be that with that underneath. In my mind, I don't need to draw that. In my mind, I don't need to draw that. I would just draw this and I will have fun. So I would really, really love, and I welcome you very much to spend all day watching my video and drawing along with me. I'm not quite sure how long the video will be, but I'm just going to draw cats until I don't want to draw cats anymore. And you can see from what I've done from the basic to hopefully something that looks brilliant. I'm not sure, but it will look better than a ball with some lines on it. Okay, so are you ready? Yes, you are ready. I can hear you're ready. I can hear you're desperate to go and do some brilliant stuff. So, if you get stuck, if you get lost, go back. Everything I'm drawing today has got these shapes underneath it. Okay? If you get lost, go back. If you feel confident and you're enjoying it, even if you make a mistake, just keep going. Nobody's going to be watching your side of things. They're only going to be watching what mistakes I make today. So we're just going to draw and we're going to have fun. So enjoy the next section. Thank you for coming in and sitting through this with me. I really appreciate your time. Okay? Are you ready? Let's go!
Well, good morning, you 10,000 million, squillion, billion artists out there. We are going to go from basic to brilliant. That's what I'm going to go through with this. Basic to brilliant. I think a lot of problems with artists is kind of like getting starting and knowing where to start and how to start. And sometimes when you do start and you do move forward, I kind of feel like being an artist is like some kind of rusty tap, you know, when you move into a new house and there's that old rusty tap in a bathroom or something, and it's very difficult to turn, and you know, that difficult to turn is you beginning. You starting, you getting off the sofa and thinking, I'm just going to play with some paper and some ink and some paint, and that's that difficult start. That's that difficult. Once it moves, you've got something moving, you've got something going. But then what happens? You got all this dirty, horrible, brown, yucky bits in it, all this dirty brown water pouring out of it, and you turn it off. And you think, oh, it's dirty, it's brown, it's horrible, I could never drink that. I could never wash in that. You stop. But if you keep that tap turning, and you turn that tap on, and you just let it come, you accept that all that brown, dirty water is going to come, right? Of course you do. So why not accept that all that beginning drawings are going to be basic? They're going to be simple. They're going to be childlike even. And why not? It's a beginning. But the more you let that water run, the more you practice your drawing. The more you pick up that pen and draw that circle, draw that dome, draw that stick, the more you'll start to find that that circle is a head, the dome is a body, the sticks are legs, and you've got a character. So the more you let that brown water run on, let that tap run, just let it run. Keep practicing, let it run. And all of a sudden, you're going to get to a stage where you have beautiful, clear, clean water. Beautiful. And that's what will happen with your art. All that failure, all that terrible drawing, all that childlike images, all that stuff that you want to put in the bin will start to look like drawings. Will start to look like that guy that you watch on YouTube and that woman that you watch on YouTube, that woman across the road who paints amazing pictures. Take a few steps. Let that tap run. Okay? Let it run. Do those bad drawings at the beginning and see your progress. So, today we're going to let that tap run. Today I'm just going to draw. At the beginning, I will start and I will show you some of the basics of how to draw an animal. Some kind of a cat or something. Okay, I did a whole book on cats. So I'll draw cats, nice and simple. And I'll show you how I'm going to draw this cat. And it'll be very simple and it'll be very basic. And I'll explain about what the next stage is. And I'll explain some of the basics. And then you'll start to see a progress over the video. You'll start to see by the end of the video, you're already better than you were at the beginning of the video. Okay? You ready? If you can always stop this video at any time and go back and watch a little bit more and go back and watch that little bit you didn't understand. It's going to be very basic and it's going to get a little bit better through. But from the talk to the description into a drawing. You can stop and go back and rewatch every little bit because it's all free and it's all on the internet, so you can do whatever you want. But today we're going to let that water run. Today we're going to go from basics to brilliant. Are you ready? Let's start.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? The ink is full. The nib is sharpened. We are ready. And we're going to be drawing cats, just like in the Cat book. My Cat book on Amazon. Go and have a look at it. You will find all these crazy cats in this book. Lots of crazy colors. Lots of crazy cats. And we're going to draw them. Now, from all the secrets that you've learned, we are going to now have some fun. And we're going to draw cats. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Simple as that. Right, so circles, domes, sticks, triangles. That's what we're going to stick with. I've just done a little blue there just as a little bit of an idea of some sky. And I've drawn a line down here to give me a floor so that everybody's standing on the same ground. Woo! I'm fired up and I'm ready. And we're going to start. We're going to start with some cats. We're going to start with some thinking about the first one. Thinking about maybe I could put a bus stop or something here just to kind of give us an idea of where everybody is. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's start off with something simple. We're going to just start off with some kind of I'm not really a bus taking type of person. Mind you, I'm not really a car taking type of person because I don't drive either. I know, a man of my age and doesn't drive. Oh, dear, 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 dear. But today's all about having fun. So we're going to just write bus stop on there. Remember, you're not copying what I'm doing. You can draw whatever you want. You can draw anything you want. You can make up your own cats. Whatever you want them wearing, whatever you want them to look like. And all you need to do is to draw along with me. Nothing else. There's no rules, only guidance. The guidance is all what we've just talked about in part one of this. And this is the bus stop where everybody is waiting. All the cats are going to be waiting. Just so we've kind of got a little bit of a story. And all these people, all these cats are just going to be all different. And you're going to draw along with me. You're going to draw whatever type of cat you can think of that's waiting for the bus. There's the top of the pole. There's the pole coming down. We're just warming up. Alright, let's draw. Let's do some. Alright, let's start with some kind of cat hanging onto the post. Maybe some kind of, like a little bit of a child cat. And that's just the circles. We're just doing circles here for his eye. Circles. That's all we're doing. That's all we're thinking about. And I hope you're just going to be drawing along with me. You can draw any cats you want. And you can just have fun with it. You can draw them at a party. You could draw them at the cinema. You can draw them anywhere where you get a whole crazy collection of cats. This is me just kind of coming up with some nice crazy eyebrows for this cat who's waiting. In fact, maybe he's not waiting. Maybe he's not holding the stick. Maybe he's kind of biting onto the stick. The pole for the bus stop. That's a good star, isn't it? Keeping it all nice and crazy. And all we're doing here is we're doing the same shapes. We're just trying to have a little bit of fun with it. I'm just drawing around now onto the circle. The circle is going to be there. That's where his head is. And I'm going to do a big triangle ear, just like I taught you. And we're going to have some fun with it. You're going to have one ear that's a little bit bent, a little bit buckled. He's kind of like a little bit of a crazy cat, this one. Then I'm going to draw a big mouth come in there, and I'm going to have that him biting onto that pole. That's the little line down. Oh, and that's where his mouth is there. And remember, the whole thing about today is just having fun. And if you draw a cat and it looks terrible, if you draw a cat and you really don't think it looks like a cat, no one's watching, right? No one's watching us. So we can just have a bit of fun. I want to have some big teeth biting onto this bus stop, just giving us a nice crazy start. And you just keep drawing your circles. You just keep drawing your you just keep drawing all the things that we talked about. And all these toes are going to be just like little balls. Look at that, like a circle. And another circle. And I'm going to give him a big claw that comes out of it. And we're going to come up with a big couple of characters. I'm not sure how many. I've done 2 pieces of paper with blue on them, just in case I get too excited and I want to draw a million cats or something. But we have no idea yet. I might draw at the end of this piece of paper and think, well, that's enough. I've completely had enough of cats. Oh, we don't know yet. So let's just bring in these other teeth here. You've got some really big wacky crazy teeth. And he's biting onto the bus stop post. And what are these teeth? What are these teeth? Triangles. We already know triangles. We're an expert now on triangles and circles. And there is nothing here. You go, just draw on the bottom line of all those triangles. And that is absolutely so much fun already. That's him biting onto the stick. Biting onto this pole from the bus stop. Brilliant. I'm going to bring his other paw in here. Another big chunky toes or paws, whatever you call a cat's fingers. That's the big claws again. Look at that, and he's chewing on that pipe. Bump, 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 bump. Now that pipe is just a stick, and his head is just a ball. His fingers are just a ball, and I'm going to try and draw his body bending around there, and it's going to be a big dome. I'm just going to bring that down so it looks like he's biting onto this pipe. He's so crazy. He's kind of, let's draw some hair hanging down so it looks like he's really getting into this. And that's a really crazy start. I'm going to draw a big dome here now. And I've drawn a line there, but I might move that line down a little bit because I kind of gone a bit kind of crazy with the first. And this is just a stick. The stick is just his arm where he's holding onto the pipe. And I've just bent that stick. But if you look at the basics, I've already explained about how to do a bent arm. Lovely. That's kind of crazy. Let's draw some hair down there so it looks like the bottom of his chin. Well, we're having fantastic fun already. This is just a really crazy cat. And don't you worry about what I'm drawing. You just kind of enjoy all the shapes, all right? You just remember all the shapes and you just have fun with it. This is my big dome now. You can see it's like a big dome shape coming around there. I'm gonna bend these legs in, maybe that'd be funny. That's him there. I'm gonna give him a big spot of color on his back, and a big spot of color on his belly. So he's kind of like a big spotty cat. There you go. And that's my dome coming down there. I'm gonna have his legs coming in, and his legs are just what? What are they? Sticks. Sticks and stones may make my legs look beautiful. There's one leg there. There's the other one coming in there. And I'm sure if you look at those descriptions that we've done there today, you can go back and forward and work out some of the basics. There's my dome. There's my ball. There's my ball. There's my stick. There's my stick. There's my stick. My stick. And I'm going to do some big chunky feet there too. That's my dome for my foot. Look at that. There's my big dome shape there. And I've just put a couple of lines through the middle of it just to give me those big toes. I'm going to give him some big chunky claws. And there's another claw coming through there. And that's another dome there behind it. 2 feet. I'm just doing some big circle spots on him because he's a big spotty cat. He looks kind of crazy. Maybe he's been waiting for the bus too long or something, you know. Some grass there around the bottom of the... And that gives us a baseline there. So we've gone a little bit lower down. So let's just put a little... I'm just going to put a little guideline there with blue just along there so I know where everybody is standing so it looks okay. And he's going to be standing next to another cat. And we don't know what he looks like yet. But what we do know is that he's going to be a cat that's going to be made up of balls and domes and stuff like that. That's kind of like a really cool star, isn't it? So what kind of person are we going to have next? You know, we've got to have maybe somebody who's a little bit embarrassed by him. Let's put in like a nice tall kind of businessman. Or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it could be a woman. Let's just draw a hat. It's not really a businessman's hat, is it? So, let's give him a nice big long. Let's give him some ears. Ears are just going to be triangles. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a big long egg shape there. Because this is a nice round, I'm going to do a long egg here. And I'm just doing what I was saying about breaking up the different shapes so not every person standing next to each other looks the same. And there's my little triangle ears. And he just doesn't look like this guy. And that gives us a little bit of variety when we're looking at the drawing. And I've done a big block there, which I shouldn't have done. That's kind of like a mistake. So I'm going to use that. And I'm going to give him some big round black glasses. And that's just using whatever comes up, any little problems that we have, we just make them into the drawing. We just fit it in. So he's kind of like some guy with some cool glasses. Isn't that cool? We've used that mistake. We've built it into a nice character. And we're going to get some big eyes going on there. And the eyes are just balls, so we're still full of confidence, right? We are still full of confidence because we're drawing nothing that's difficult. Only drawing balls and circles, and let's just give him a little bit of hair coming down there. Little eyebrows. So he's kind of looking at this other cat and he's kind of like, hey man, don't eat that signpole, otherwise the bus won't know where to go. Right? Don't eat that bus sign. Otherwise a bus driver will just drive past us and we'll be stuck. We'll have to walk. And if I've got to walk and I've got to take all my shopping with me, I'm not going to be a happy cat, am I? And here comes my triangle. I'm going to give him some little circle nose. He's going to have a long mouth because he's quite not happy about this. So let's give him a long cigarette. He's been there for hours. There's a little bit of smoke coming off. So that's our cat. So we've got one crazy cat, one kind of businessman cat, or one kind of guy in a hat anyway. A little hairy beard there. And he's in this like a long raincoat by the looks like it. And he's obviously not very happy about it. You know, sometimes when you're waiting for a bus, you get that kind of crazy guy that's feels like he's been there longer than everybody else. Well, this is this guy here. Again, this is not like an illustration or something that I would do, but it's a very great exercise for kind of drawing things and getting into habits of drawing and getting into freeing up your mind a little bit. And I love that. I love when you can just draw and free up your mind. I'll draw his other hand there. And any shapes that you see, that I'm drawing and you think, oh my god, that's too difficult. Well, just take a minute, just stop yourself, and then think, well, what shape is this body? It's like a long rectangle, right? And then work from that. What about his head? Well, that's kind of like an egg shape, and then work from that. Okay? But we're only concentrating on keeping a very, very basic shape. You see me shading in, and you see me drawing with my crazy messy line. Don't worry about that. You just draw it the way you want to draw it. Okay? And that way, you can have real fun. I kind of got the idea that there should be like a little cat here. I'm just going to put in a little hat there. And that's gonna give me a, now that I've got a long, thin one, and I'm gonna have a little short, fat one here because he's only half the size. I don't know why I've drawn a hat there, but I'm gonna have to draw a cat to fit it, aren't I? So it's kind of challenging yourself sometimes, you know. It just makes it fun. Wouldn't it be funny if he was standing next to somebody really small? Maybe he's even like resting his head or his arm on the top of his head or something, you know. So this cat, we're going to do a long round head, like an egg, same shape, but lying down. So I'm going to do some real kind of crazy, scruffy idea here for him. He's a real wild cat. Let's get some eyes going in there. We're going to do some real sneaky little eyes coming in there, in underneath his hat. And that's again, we're just drawing half a circle there, half a circle, half a circle. We're just having some fun. We're drawing our little triangle with his nose. And I don't know why this character is so small, but we don't care. We don't care what's happening here. We don't care what's there. We don't care what's going to happen when we get to that point, or who's going to be there, how many people are there. We don't care. And if you do start to care about it and you do start to worry about it, stop yourself. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to concentrate on this character, or this character, or this eye, or this hat, and stop there. Do not get into this thing where you're beginning to worry about your drawing. You know, drawings are not something that you worry about. These are something that you really, really enjoy, okay? And let's kind of give him a real kind of crazy, angry mouth. I've got an idea. The way he's got his arm up like that almost feels like there's a bag there. Maybe we could draw an angry cat in a bag. Isn't that kind of wild? You know that I love to draw crazy teeth, right? We're getting all that crazy hair going on there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm gonna put some little triangle ears in there, and little triangle ears in there. And I'm gonna draw a bag. I've got this idea about a cat in a bag. I don't know why. Why a cat's in a bag? Who knows? Maybe he's taking this one to the vet. Maybe he's taking it to school. You know? And we're just making it up as we go along. We're just having this bit of fun. I'm going to draw this strap, and that strap is going to come down, and it's going to be right where this bag is. Let's draw the back of the strap there. And we're just having fun. And what kind of bag has he got? Well, it must be a Kieron Siemens studio bag, hasn't it? He's been over to my Etsy shop and he's bought a bag to put his cat in. Take it to school. And feet are all just domes with like 3 lines drawn in the middle of it. Give him some stripy trousers. I love stripy trousers. I love drawing stripy trousers. I love wearing stripy trousers. There we are, that's cool. Alright, we're gonna have to put in a Kieron SEAMONS Studio bag. That would be funny. Let's put over here Kieron SEAMONS Studio. Have you seen some of the videos of my home studio? It's kind of a messy studio, but I love it. I'm gonna do some kind of crazy design on there. There's a big flash. And then we'll draw a cat on the bag. Just since we're drawing cats, okay? We're just going to draw a cat on the bag because today we are drawing cats. We are cat experts today, aren't we? And I hope you're sitting there and I hope you're drawing away too. I hope you're drawing cats. There's a wild cat jumping in there. Maybe we can put some stripes on him and make him into a tiger. And I did draw a tiger. If you go back to one of the basic tigers, basics to brilliance, you'll see me draw a tiger. Well, that's almost exactly the tiger there, look. So you could actually take the time and go and draw a tiger also. I think I've drawn a rabbit, a tiger, I've drawn quite a few things. Cool. Right, so what are we going to draw next? I'm going to draw something in the middle here. I'm going to draw some wild, crazy hair. And you can start to think ahead now. You can start to think, what kind of man is going to be here? What kind of woman is going to be here? Or whatever. I'm going to draw a big earring in there. I'm going to draw another earring there and another earring there. Just so it can kind of be a bit very different to the one that's here. And that's what it's all about. It's drawing different characters as we come along, you know. We're just kind of making it all up as we go along. And that's what makes it fun. Right. So I'm going to bring something up here. And I'm going to try and make that into a mouth. And try and draw a nice big chunky fat cat's nose going into a little mouth. And we're going to draw some whiskers on this one. Cats have whiskers. And we're going to draw. Whoa, he's kind of like a bit of an angry cat, isn't he? Well, we also drew an angry man, didn't we? So this is perfect. I'm going to draw some big dark eyes. Big dark eyes around there. His eyebrows out a bit more. Cool. Because you get lots of different people at the bus stop, so they're not all going to be happy people. Because if they were happy people, they would have their own E-type Jag or something to take them to work. Wouldn't that be nice? I wonder if you drive. Do you drive? You do? Well, what kind of car have you got? I need a lift into town later on. Can you give me a lift in and pick up some cheese and chocolate biscuits? So he's got a nice big chin there. He's got a bit of a grumpy face. Let's give him a little kind of arty beard, maybe. Cool. Then we're gonna give him a kind of turtleneck. How are you doing? You feeling good? You still there? You still drawing away? You're still drawing your cats, right? Draw any cat you want. And what is his hands going to be doing? His hands are going to be... Let's put his hands in his pockets. That's his pocket there. And his hand coming down. He's got a big baggy jumper on. Big baggy turtleneck jumper. Or polar neck jumper, I guess we call them here. Turtleneck is, well, I guess, polar neck jumper, turtleneck jumper. And that's just going to be him. Maybe we could even give him some shorts underneath, you know. Maybe he's got his hands in his pockets of his shorts. That would kind of make him different, wouldn't it? Let's kind of give him some nice baggy shorts. And then we got to think about what kind of design would he have on his shorts. He seems like quite a cool kind of arty type, doesn't he? Is that nice? Is that beginning to fun? Yeah, we're getting fun out of this. Let's put some big hearts, because hearts are easy to draw. Let's draw a big pattern of hearts on his... You see, this is a great lesson. Not really a lesson, but it's a great kind of environmental build, because you're drawing and I'm drawing, and you know, I'm not looking at what you're drawing and you're not really looking at my drawing, but we're just kind of sharing the time drawing some cats. And I think that's really kind of cool. Maybe we could give him some beads. That'd be kind of funky, wouldn't it? That'd make him real kind of hippie type, wouldn't it? I love jewelry as well. I got a lovely big brooch on my coat, and I love brooches and things like that. Anything crazy strange. So if you make crazy strange jewelry, send me a link and I'll have a look at it. And we can draw a little gentle pattern on his jumper. That's cool. So, what kind of hippie shoes are we gonna have for him? Is he gonna have shoes? Is he gonna have bare feet? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, sandals. Sandals. Now that's a cool idea. You're good at this. I'm not actually talking to anybody. I'm just making it up and I'm talking to myself. And I'm hoping that you're kind of sitting there talking to yourself and we'll both kind of feel like we're talking to somebody. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Sitting here talking to yourself all day long. Well, I kind of got used to it over the years, that's for sure. I used to work in studios. I've worked in studios for years. Most of my life was working in different studios. Let's give him some trimmed up toenails, shall we? I worked in studios for years and I actually really enjoyed it. I even had my own studio for quite a few years. It's not so much fun being a boss as it is about being an artist, that's for sure. Because if once you're a boss, you got to start thinking about the M word. Yeah, money. You got to start thinking about paying people, and you got to start thinking about paying rent and bills and all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't like doing that. Right, I've just realised I'm not going to get his other foot in there because I've no space there to put another foot unless I move it right back and it's going to look very strange. So I've decided I'm going to give him a wooden leg. So here's his wooden leg. You see, that's how much we make it up as we go along. I'm going to do a little wood pattern here, which is just like a kind of swirly. Just make it look and feel like wood. There you go. A cat with a wooden leg. Oh my God, what are you drawing? But you know, this is what's beautiful because now I've actually drawn a wooden leg. It actually helps show that it's a bag much better. If I had have drawn the whole foot, it would have been very different, wouldn't it? Right, I'm thinking I might just put a face in there behind. I'm just trying to think what kind of, because it's quite, well, let's do that after we add one more person. I think we need to add let's try and add a lady cat. We can't all draw man cats, can we? That'd be unfair. So let's try and get in there and draw some nice big. Women have got big eyes and they've got big eyelashes, so women are always so much more beautiful than men. So we're gonna try and make her quite a pretty cat. Do a little nose. And she's still gonna have a round head, don't you worry, don't panic. But I already know what shapes I've got. I've got my little triangle and I've got my circles. So then you can see what I'm doing there with the eyelashes, just little lines coming off. So you can draw a lady one as well. She's looking over there. She's a little bit more kind of worried about this crazy cat in the corner there. And I like the idea of her having some crazy curly hair. That's gonna be nice, isn't it? And we'll just draw nice long ears peeking through her hair. And you can see I'm trying to simplify down my line work. You can see that I'm trying to not be too crazy for you. so you can kind of see a little bit more about what I'm actually doing and about the shapes that I'm using. So it should be very simple for you either to copy what I'm doing or for you to come up with your own cats now that you've got all these shapes and secrets. Let's give her some nice big beautiful lips. Lovely big curly hair. We can fill that in with some more curls. Well, I hope you're having fun, and I hope already you can start to feel your confidence building. You know, I hope that already you can start to see that using some of these basic shapes to draw is actually just going to give you a lot of confidence. And what it will do is that maybe this one you draw and you're not happy with it, but you can always go back to the beginning and look at the part one of this, and you can draw another set of cats or a different animal. And I'm quite sure that by the end of this, you will have gained a lot of confidence and be able to draw characters much more confident than you've ever done before. Let's give her a little cute smile. There we go. So when you go and buy my cat book, and you'll look through all those drawings in there, and then you'll start thinking, hey, isn't that a square? Isn't that a circle? Isn't that a circle on a circle? Won't you? You look through there's two cat books. There's one with a kind of blue Christmassy style cover. So you can get the books and you can look through all my drawings of cats and you can start to practice. What an absolute amazing way to do things. You've just seen how to draw them all. Let's give her a big diamond ring on there. And you can see how I draw the cat, and then you can see how the lesson was, and then you can just go ahead and draw all your own cats. And most of the cats on there are very clearly described in that the same way that I've drawn them today. And I think it would be a fantastic exercise for you also to kind of look at somebody who's already drawn cats. So if you do get a chance, go over to the Amazon and have a look at the cat books. He's kind of like a naughty cat. But I think it would definitely give you some ideas and give you a very good way of looking at things and seeing how things have been put together. I'm going to give her a little handbag here. And I'm going to call it the cat bag. So you remember, go and have a cat book. Cat with a K. And you'll be able to see Katkat. And I'll draw a little cat in there. And you can see some of my drawings too. I've got another book coming out soon, but it's not ready yet. And this cat here, I've just drawn almost exactly as the earlier on, with the hair that went dot 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 dot. You remember? So you can see exactly how that was drawn earlier on. It's a very, very relaxing way to draw, just sitting and just thinking, just kind of making it up as you go. And that way, it gives this beautiful um, feeling, gives you a beautiful feeling of freedom, you know. Let's give her a tail. So, there is nothing there on those 4 characters that you would get stuck with. So, I'm hoping that you're going to go and try some of these crazy, simple cats. Let's give her some boots. And I've drawn today especially all very, very simple shapes, especially for you. So you should be able to draw everything on this picture. And if not, draw your own cats. You've got all the basics there now. You've gone through everything today. There's just a little stick legs, look. And there we have it. We've done 4 characters in the last couple of minutes. And I hope you've done some drawings of cats as well, because I actually think it would be quite fantastic if you can sit and draw a cat from my basics to brilliant. And when you look at my cat books, you'll be able to see exactly how I drew all those cats. And you could probably even buy the book and sit there and copy them. Copy all the cats, give yourself some real confidence. But try to get away from this thing of the drawing is stressful or difficult. If you can't do something, remember to go back to the most basic shape. Is it a circle? Is it a triangle? Whatever. And that will bring you back to having more confidence to complete your drawing. I had a lot of fun doing this today. And if you want me to draw more cats and follow that style that we did earlier, if you want to draw more, send me some comments and I'll draw some extra more cats. Just put my finger on it right at the last minute. That's okay. Adds to the beauty. And that's what we've got to think. Whatever we draw, whatever happens, just love it. Just enjoy it. Just keep going on. So there we have 4 cats, all waiting for the bus stop. And it's actually quite a beautiful little kind of waiting there with the cats. So we got 4 characters. Five. Five. We forgot him, didn't we? 5 characters, and we could just keep going on. You know, we could just keep going. We could draw cats all day long. I do have another piece of paper, so if I was to move that along and I was to pull in this other piece of paper that I've got here, I could add that on and we could just keep drawing. I think it's a little bit too wet, but if I move that along and I add that on, always be careful with my ink, I don't knock it over. And let's just match that up, because we're going to have to do a little bit of a strange mix across there, aren't we? Let's do a big guy. Okay, you ready to draw some more? Are you? Can't hear you. We're going to do a big dome here. He's a big guy. There we are. I'm not sure what's going to happen down there yet, but that'll give me a good idea to keep going on that. He's going to be a big cat, and then I'll fix that join later on. But that's fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to add something in here. I love that sound. I love when the ink is just flying across the paper. It's just so delightful. Let's bring that in. I love it. I love the sound of the dip pen on the scratchy on the paper. Bring in this big chunky guy here. He's a big guy standing next to this lady. We're just going to finish this piece of paper off. Why not? Why not? You're not doing anything today, are you? Should I just pause that video in case it doesn't? I'm going to pause it and then push it again. There we go. Didn't even take my hand off the button. And what that does is it just so that the camera doesn't lose all my time. And it'll also probably give you a break on the video, so you could probably not watch this part if you didn't want to. I think it comes up with like little lines and stuff like that. Let's do a bit of a kind of a clown type cat. Somebody a little bit funny looking. And you can see this is a big dome, right? You can see that, right? Big dome. And you don't have to draw it and joining the two pieces of paper. You can just, if you want to, just pull out another piece of paper and just add on to it. Let's give him a nice ring too. He's a big, strong cat, this one. So you can see how how I've kind of joined these two pieces of paper with just the one shape. So I'm very, very, very sure of what that shape's going to be because it's going to be a big dome. So even if I draw half of that dome, I already have half of it to do. So we're very clever with the way we're doing this. We're going to give him a big long nose, this one. There we are. He's kind of a cute character, isn't he? Let's give him some big goofy teeth. I love drawing big goofy teeth. You know that, don't you, by now? Let's give him a little. He's so kind of hairy there. I love that. That I'm thinking maybe I can give him a little bit more, like a little bit of a mustache or something, maybe. Just to kind of continue that hairiness of him. That's cool. I think he's gonna have like a big. Maybe we can give him like a big beard. That'd be so cool, wouldn't it? He's kind of like an AC/DC fan or something, you know. What's that little guy? Hamilton, is it? What's the guy, the lead singer? Hmm. He dresses like a little schoolboy, and he is amazing. He plays the SG guitar, and he is just incredible. Definitely one of the most entertaining guitarists. I think he's way much more entertaining than someone like Slash, but I shouldn't say that. But I've seen him on TV a few times playing, and wow, what a man! I think his brother's also in the band, but you don't forget you've got big triangle ears to put in here somewhere, right? Otherwise, he won't look like a cat. There we go. That's cool. Alright, what we can do is we could give him like a little, like maybe like a guitar case or something down on the floor here. Let's draw his hairy legs there behind. I'm going to give him a guitar case there because he's obviously a guitar player. Cool. You see, we're just making this up and having fun as we go. I mean, we have no idea that we were going to be drawing an AC/DC fan cat. You know. Oh, we're so cool. That's right. AC/DC. Even wrote AC/DC on there for it. That's right. Kiss on there too. I'm kind of one of those kind of music fans that I can pretty much listen to anything. Cool. So that's his guitar case. Right. Can I take this away now? Is that okay? Can you see that now? Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh, I dropped my ink and I dropped Paul Weller. Did you see him on the portrait? He's my little portrait, my little Paul Weller doll. He appears in the self-portrait video that I did. I'm a big Paul Weller fan. I think he's like one of the best ever. So let's put Weller on there, shall we? Just so that. Because Paul Weller is like one of the best. No, he's probably is the best. Best songwriter in the UK, that's for sure. Right, so I'm going to take that piece of paper away now. So we've drawn up to there. So I'm just going to put this down flat and we'll continue drawing cats. Okay? You can kind of, if I pull that over, you can see how many cats we've done. Look at this already. Look at this. Oh, fabulous. Right, I'm going to gently, gently lift that away. And I'm going to put that down and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue drawing more cats here. So let's try and get in here and do another little cat down here. And you know how to draw glasses, because glass is just a circle with a stick and a circle. So I'm thinking of putting some glasses on this one. So we've got a little bit of a smarty pants underneath an AC/DC fan. Let's just kind of give him some nice twisty curly hair there, a little bit kind of wild and funky hair. And I'll bring that dome further on down once I've done this guy. Again, we're adding glasses to this one. Why? That's right, just to make it different. Nobody else has got glasses, and this is just adding variations to size and shape. He's very, very big. He's very, very small. He's got this wild curly hair. He's a very, very little cat. And we're going to kind of give him some. I'm going to kind of give him a little cute face. With his ears being pointy there. Another ear coming in there. Cool. And we're going to give him some. We're going to give him a shirt. We're going to give him a little dicky bow tie. Just to keep him looking nice and smart and clever. And oh, forgot to draw our bottom line, didn't we? What have we got? About that much, about that much. So about there we need to draw a ground line so that everybody's pretty much walking on the same ground. And give him a very smart little waistcoat. I can bring my ink down now. I had it up there because I didn't want to spill it. Alright. Does any of you actually own a cat? Do you have cats as pets? I don't have a pet. I've always really liked the idea of having a dog, but I'm not sure if it would be fair because I don't know, like, you know, you need to kind of look after these things. You need to be, I suppose once you have one, you look after it super well, you know. It's like probably treat it better than you treat yourself, probably. I kind of like the idea of like a little French bulldog or a little whippet or something small, you know. So you look out, maybe in one of my future videos there'll be a little French bulldog or something popping up. Yeah, these beautiful shiny shoes. There we go, looking good. So let's give somebody else. Let's go somebody in here. Let's get somebody in here who's a bit mysterious, maybe. That's a long, tall hat. He's at the bus stop. Put a feather in his hat. He's gonna have some big whiskers on this one. Cool. He's gonna be a little bit serious, this one. See, if you actually own a cat, then you could just go through and start naming some of them, couldn't you? You could say, well, this one's called whatever, Jim Bob, and this one's called Frankie. is a dapper fellow, isn't he? Woo! Let's kind of make him quite a big, big, big guy. Some big collars on his shirt. Cool. A big belt buckle. Have some suspenders or braces or whatever you call them. What do you call them in Europe? End of the world. Let's draw another hand there. So I think you got this starting to get the shape, the idea of how these shapes are starting to work. And it's really, I would love to be able to look down and see what you guys are doing. And I'm sure there's some fantastic stuff that's starting to appear. If you're just thinking up different things. Different characters, and I think it would be beautiful. Well, it's a busy old bus stop, this one, isn't it? What I'll try and do is I'll try and put these two images together so you can see them all as one at the end, so you can actually see that how the bus stop has kind of come together, and you hopefully you'll be able to watch it through and stop it and start to work out some of the basic shapes that we've used on this. It's a very basic drawing, and that is there to help you and to guide you through some of the ideas that I put together when I draw. And that's all our cats. Like the idea of giving him some cat stripes on his face, cat stripes on his hands. And that's really nice. Let's give him a big chocolate bar because I love chocolate. Chocolate and ink, and I'm a happy man. Oh dear, it's giving all my secrets away here. There you go. Right, so we need to finish off with something here. Hmm. Maybe since they're all cats, maybe we could put a dog in there or something, you know. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Let's see if we can get a nice. See if we can come up with a dog shape. And there might be some new shapes in this dog, but there might not. So I'm hoping you'll at least kind of have a look and see if you can kind of come up with a dog. dog to finish your drawing off. I mean, these could all be dogs, these could all be elephants, these could all be giraffes, they could all be whatever you want, really. As long as you keep the basic shapes, then it should be fine. And this dog is also waiting for the bus, but let's put one ear up so he's kind of like listening out for something. Let's give him a big tongue hanging out there. Dogs seem to be generally a little bit goofier than cats. Seem to be a little bit more kind of in love with themselves, I find. You know, dogs are kind of like happy, slappy, and cats are kind of a little bit more like, this is my house type of feeling. Draw his big chunky feet there at the front. And the dog's just sitting there. Maybe this guy is his master. You don't know. You know, it's like maybe he's waiting for somebody to get off the bus at the other end. But I think it's just a fun twist that all these cats are there, and then at the end of it, there's a dog waiting. Big spotty dog. And I think it's been an absolute fun day, and I really hope you've enjoyed drawing with me. And if you have actually sat here and drawn all day while we're just talking and drawing, I would really love to hear from you. And if you do want me to do more of it, I especially would love to hear from you. I mean, if you found it in some helpful, if you'd like me to draw more, maybe you'd like me to draw fish or birds or whatever, let me know. I would really love to know. And maybe I can do another day sitting here and doing some other kind of animal for you. That would be really good fun. I kind of feel like he needs a pattern on his trousers. So there we have a big bus stop full of cats, all different sizes, all different shapes, based on what I've taught you about the basics. And any one of these you can draw. I'm sure you can draw a lot of your own by now. You've been practicing those shapes and everything. So I really would love to see what you guys have done. And the most important thing is that you actually enjoyed it. Boom. So there we are. Let's just put a name on it. It's only a kind of a demonstration. It's not really an illustration, but it still was a lot of fun. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do, because it does help me in a way that doesn't help me financially, but it helps me in a way that I know that people are watching. You know, it kind of helps me to think, oh, 50 people watched it, or 5 people watched it, or 1.5 people watched it. And it's always good just to know how many people actually took the time to watch. So I'll put a video together in a minute, and I'll put the 2 drawings down so you can see what you've done today. I think you've been absolutely fantastic today, going from absolute basics up to drawing a whole bus stop full of animals following the very basic shapes. Thank you very, very much for joining me today, and thank you for sharing the time. I know everybody's time's so valuable, so thank you very much for sharing your time with me, sharing your day with me. I am Kieron SEAMONS, and this has been Basics to Brilliant, and I hope you enjoyed it. Wait for the final video and you'll see the whole thing, and thank you very much again for watching. Okay, thank you very much.
So today's lesson, we started off with basic shapes, and then we started to draw a crazy cat chewing on a bus stop, to a tall guy with some dark sunglasses on, looking very shady, with a little one in her bag, to a guy with a wooden leg in shorts, to a young lady, to a big monstrous guy who's got a guitar, to a little clever guy, to a big pompous guy with a big hat and a feather in his hat, to a little dog waiting for all of them. And that, today, was our drawing. Look at that. You drew all of that. Thank you so much. That is a lot of drawing. Look at it. So thank you very, very, very much. Let's go in a bit closer here. There you go. We'll just walk it along. Do you have a favorite? Is there one in there that you like more than everybody else? I'm Kieron SEAMONS. Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you very, very, very much for sharing all your time. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.